Hi guys, it's Laura Stylez. Happy Women's History Month. Now listen, this one's special. We dug up this interview that we did in 2023, okay? And we kind of just had it. It was gonna be the beginning of a different podcast that me and my girl Kathy were working on. It just we never finished it. But it was so good that we were like, you know what? We have a home now. Ebro Laura Rosenberg Show. So we're gonna include it in this channel. And I'm very excited for you guys to see it. It's my dear friend and mentor, Monie Love, the icon, and she's going to share some incredible stories. So this is my little gift to you. Happy Women's History Month. All right, welcome. My name is Laura Stylez, and welcome to A Story to Tell podcast. I'm so excited to be here with my amazing partner, Kathy.
Hello. My name is Kathy Iandoli, a hip-hop journalist, author, professor, and welcome to Story to Tell, a podcast where we take some of our faves.
Yep.
And they give us a story from beginning, middle to the end and everything in between.
And I am so excited to introduce our guest today, someone who is holds a special place in my heart. The incredible Monie Love is here.
Hey, girl.
Hello.
And thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have been anywhere else today. This is special to me for some reasons. I'll just go ahead and spill right now. I don't know if this clarifies
Do
as one
tell.
of my stories. If this clarifies as one of my stories or not, but it definitely is something I need to tell today, specifically because I'm here with you two, Kathy and Laura. Okay, Laura is my baby in a sense. As far as in the broadcasting world, Laura is my baby. That's my baby.
Somebody get a tissue right now.
Do you see my eyes are watering?
Like, let's get it started. Like,
yeah, because when I worked for, Power 105.1 back in the days, like maybe 2000.
It was like 2000 or 2001.
Yeah, around there. And Laura was just coming in, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. I want to learn everything. I want to see everything. I want to learn everything. I want to do everything. I want to hone my craft. This is what I want to do. I've made a decision. I'm into the broadcasting world. And this is something that I'm serious about and I want to do. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, the first thing that gravitated me towards Elle is the fact that she came in with B-girl style. And that's me all day. So initially when she walked in the building, wanting to begin her journey in the broadcasting world, I gravitated towards her for the simple reason that she was like straight up New York B-girled out. And that's me. I come from the world of B-girls. Like I wasn't even rhyming first. Like if you ever get to talk to Crazy Legs, like he and I sit down and talk about my origin story a lot, and he knows my history in England getting bit with the hip hop bug. It wasn't the music end of it that bit us first, us as in the kids in England coming up learning about hip hop. It was the movement end of things.
Yeah.
So we were breaking, popping. It was the movement form of expression in hip hop. So that's why the B-boys and the B-girls are a very important factor of hip-hop for me.
100%.
So when I call her Elle, sorry. I'm going back.
Please do it. Please.
All right, B-girl Elle, that's what I
B-girl
called her.
Elle.
Yeah. So you caught me right there because I wasn't even I was just when Elle came in, it was like. So when Laura walked into the building, I gravitated to her immediately. And so we just became thick as thieves. So anything I was doing, I wanted Laura to be there to learn from me. And then not only that, she was in the room with me, Ed Lover, Dr. Dre, every morning, learning everything from small parts of what a morning show is to the more intricate parts. So therefore, she's fully versed in all the mechanics that it takes to run a morning show and to be a part of a morning show from every aspect. You know what I mean? And in addition to that, she was my daughter's favorite. Sometimes I would bring my two little girls to the station. Laura would give them tasks and things to do and set them up at their own little desk in the side room where we were working. They could still see us through the glass.
Yeah.
But they would sit there and she would set them up with their little crayons and their, their coloring sheets and this and that. You know what I mean? And then she'd come on in and she'd be running the morning show, but she'd go back. She'd check on the girls. Are they okay? Do you guys want something? Okay, when we all order breakfast, I'll make sure you get breakfast with us. Like, Elle is just awesome in all aspects. So me being here today was super easy, and it was super organic, and I think that that's by design. Because I don't even live in New York. I don't live in New York. I only come here for work, really. My children don't live here. My adult children, they follow mama. They're like, everybody's for real. Everybody's like 30 minutes away from each other. Both my grown daughters, right? And so I don't really come here that often, mostly for work. And it just so happened that Elle called, Laura. Man, I'm calling you
call
Elle.
me Elle. It's okay.
Elle called me and was like, let me know when's the next time. And I was like, oh, well, as a matter of fact, I'm going to be there like shortly, like in a couple of days. And, and so she was like, would you? And I was like, come on, man, that's not even a question.
Aww. And she has to be at Radio City in maybe like an hour or two.
I came here straight from the airport. I got off the plane. I came straight here because I was like, this is a no-brainer. It's you. It's you.
I will tell you this, okay? Always my favorite. I was like glowing being with Monie and working with her. I was so broke. She always made sure that I was good. Do you know how many times you fed me when I had no money? You fed me.
Oh my God.
But those types of things with the people that you love, you don't even remember.
But I do. Because it meant the world to me. But I'll tell you this. There's this picture that I have in my head of you. And I remember we were working on a weekend. It was like a Saturday shift that you were doing. You had just had your baby. You had a baby.
That was the boy. He's 20 now, girl.
Yes. Oh my God. You were feeding the baby, running the board, arguing with somebody, doing this, doing that.
Yeah.
Baby
I was nursing.
Yes.
Wow.
Breastfeeding.
So I'm running the board and I'm nursing.
And doing everything. And I had a moment when I was really like, wow, women can do everything.
Yeah, girl, yeah.
And it really hit me because I was like, I hadn't seen that. You know what I mean? I hadn't really seen that because,
And then that night, we had a live broadcast at Mars 2112.
Yes, we did.
What?
Oh, but it was really important to me because, at that time, it was like, you choose a career or you choose a family. You know what I mean? That was the fake messaging that was, you know what I mean? So, so fast forward, me having my child later on in life, that moment is so important for me.
I get it.
It's so important for me. I remember watching Cardi B announce her pregnancy on SNL.
Yeah.
Those moments were so important to me and for so many women.
Yep.
Whether you decide to have children or not. It's just important to you be able to do what you do naturally and be who you are. You know?
Again, I feel like that was by design. I think that was by design. You were supposed to see me in that moment. You were supposed to see me in that moment. You were supposed to see Cardi at that moment because these things were supposed to resurface in your head when it was time for you to enter motherhood. All of those things were by design, girl.
But it's just beautiful. And also as an intern at the time, well, I was technically an employee because I was getting paid like $4 an hour to answer phones, right? But it was, it was a different time, but it's really important to let you know over and over how good you made me feel. How strict you were about certain things because you needed to make sure that I knew what I was doing.
For sure. Yeah.
But you always made me feel so good, so empowered and seen. When anyone came into the studio, Monie made sure they said hello to me. Because back in the day, people would be like, hi, whoever, that's a nobody.
No, I was like, this B-girl L.
Yes. I had an introduction. So, Monie, you mean the world to me. Aww. You do. You mean the world to me. And it's like I'm always like cheering you and applauding you from afar. And it just makes me feel so happy. And it means the world for both of us that you're here.
I'm not gonna drag this out because I know you guys want to get. I know you guys want to get to other things, but I do just want to add to that to say that watching your comeuppance, you think I'm not sitting there on some proud dish. Like, what do you think I feel like when I'm watching you and I'm seeing your progression and I'm seeing, like, I'm sitting there on some, okay, I gave birth to 1, 2, 3, and 4, but that one right there, That one right there, like, I'm definitely I'm proud about that. I'm proud about you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So, yeah, all right. I know you guys want to.
Okay, so let's get into it.
All
so
right.
Kathy has an incredible book. Please, God Save the Queens.
Yes.
An incredible book that she wrote.
That was an awesome experience.
My gosh. Getting to talk to you for that book. First of all, Monie was my first interview.
Stop.
Okay?
Yeah.
As soon as I got the book deal, I was like, who do I want to talk to first? And I slid in her DMs. And I said, hi, I'm doing the first history of women in hip hop, and it would be an honor to speak with you. And she goes, okay, here's my number. And I was like, wait, this is too easy. This is too easy.
I'm surprised. And when I saw it, I said to myself, I hope she doesn't think I'm catfish or something, because it was I answered her immediately.
Right.
And again, I'm gonna keep going back to this by design, because there's many, like, I got a flea side of my DMs and a side that I actually answer. Like, there's a whole flea side where it's like, no, that's a flea.
Right.
And then there's this side where I actually answer, and you popped up on the right side.
Thank God.
First of all, and then when I read it, I felt, it's like I felt your energy through, like, this is awesome.
Thank you.
What she's doing is awesome. Absolutely, I want to talk to her.
And you gave me a list of people.
Yeah.
Monie was like,
I'm
sure.
like, yeah, girl.
You speak to these incredible
Yeah.
women.
Yeah, Monie introduced me to MC Debbie D.
Yep.
She was like, you have to talk to the Us Girls, because they were my inspiration from watching Beat Street. Like, and it was because of Monie that I fought with my publisher to not begin at a certain year, because I was like, I'm not going to start in the 80s. And it was because of, Monie was like, you can't erase like that part of the history.
Yes.
No. It's very important. It's very important. There's no way. I'm not, because listen, man, when I came to this country, I landed in this country in March of 1988. I was not 18 yet. I was 17, about to turn 18 that year. Right? When I got here. And there's things that led me to the road of even making a decision to move to the United States, to follow my dream of being an integral part of women in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Or just hip hop in general. You know what I'm saying? So there's no way that I could have a conversation with somebody who's writing a bona fide book on the culture and on women in the culture and start with me. Or start with my class? Yeah. No, that wouldn't be cool at all. Although I am going to say for the record that there are people that do that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. We see it.
You know, there are people that do that. I'm just not one of those folks. So a lot of times, even like when people interview me and they're like, you know, how does it feel to be, you know, one of the founders of hip hop? And I have to stop them right there, and I'll be like, I would love to wear that crown, but I can't. I'm not a founder.
Yeah. People throw that word around, pioneer.
Yeah.
You can
and I graciously, you know, because sometimes people aren't trying to be mean.
Right. They're just uneducated.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
that's
so those are always my moments to politely stop them and be like, I hear what you're saying, and I embrace what you're saying, but I do just want to make a minor correction and allow you to understand that I'm not a pioneer. I'm not a founder. There are people specifically that were here that put those foundational blocks in place for me to be able to then step forth, and people in my class to then be able to step forth. If you think of like hip hop as a high school, you know what I'm saying? What, I just came in as a senior? Like, no. Like, there are people that were here that graduated before me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And as far as to making it and making noise and allowing hip hop to travel from one country to another. How did I get it? I'm in England. You know what I'm saying? Like, how did I get it? How did we get it? How did anybody in France get it? How did anybody in Italy get it? How did anybody in Germany? There were people that were already putting down the foundational blocks. So whenever I do an interview, and this is what, you know, the conversation that Kathy and I had, and she was like, say less, I'm on it. Like, I didn't even have to say, she was like, I got you. That's what we're going to do then. We're going to start where we're supposed to start.
Yeah, and I thank you for that, because, you know, the publisher sets the parameters. And when I went back in, I was like, we can't start at they want to start at 1984.
Right.
How do you do that?
Right.
But, you know, and shout out to so many of the female pioneers, MC Sha Rock, Debbie D, Lisa Lee, Pebbly Poo, I mean, Glamorous. Like, so many of the artists who came to that surface and, like, paved that way. But you were the one.
I still damn near faint when I see them girls you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Like, I just did a show with everybody you just mentioned.
Incredible.
Right? And it was Atlantic City. And it was crazy. It was like a mixtape for real. Like,
yeah.
Everybody had to know when you line up when you were getting ready to go on or whatever, and somebody gets off and then you're on, you know. And I saw Pebbly Poo, I saw, you know, Sha Rock, and every time I see those women, I get teary eyed, like she does.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I get teary eyed because, you know, if it always hits me every time I see their faces, girl, if it wasn't for you.
Yeah.
Girl, if it wasn't for you. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even be feeding my family right now with this career that I've been, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But there's like a crazy story of, you know, your entry point when you got to New York. Because I think, like, you know, you came from London, and one thing I always remember is when people talk about Slick Rick and they talk about Monie Love, they talk about how in the Bronx, everybody was drawn to your accent. Like, because so many of the artists had, or even hip hop heads had never been overseas, right? But when you got here and you come up in the club and you're like, I'm gonna rap, that it was not that easy because, well, you're gorgeous. So talk about that.
Thank you.
Talk about that.
All right. So when you walking into a field of all men and you have the confidence and the ability that you do something that they do as well as they do it, if not better than some, there can sometimes be this barrier of, but you too cute for the, you know, you too cute to be up here trying to bogart the mic. Like, just stand there and be cute. You know what I'm saying? All right, we let you get a little time on the mic, say your little cute rhymes, and if you say cute one more time, fool, like
or little, or you know what I mean? Like just different ways of belittling you.
So yes, I did.
Reducing.
I did get that. I got when I first got to the country, it was more so a thing of, oh, she's cute. You know, you got a man, that type of thing, and it's like, nah, like, bruh, like, I'm trying to. You see that food you got on your plate? I'm trying to get that plate. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm not interested in dating you. Like, it was some of that when I first got to the country, and I took it in such an extreme manner that I got me some tape. I taped down my boobs. I gave myself a high top fade. I went and I had the Toni Braxton before Toni Braxton.
What?
The traditional Toni Braxton, like short cut.
Yeah.
I had a Toni Braxton before Toni Braxton.
So you specifically went to a barbershop and was like, yo, let's do this.
Yep, it was intentional because I was like, and then all the clothes were baggy. There was nothing that would show any type of dimension.
Right.
And it was my intentional way of, I'm not trying to give you fools anything to look at. Just listen to me.
Yeah.
Just listen to me.
So you show up with your new look. How were you received?
It didn't work.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah. It didn't work. I tried my best.
They're like,
It
oh, she's
didn't
cute
work.
plus short hair.
And I was just like, oh my goodness, it's like Fred Flintstones, all of you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it didn't work. I tried my best. It didn't work. I didn't wear makeup.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because they were the girls that were super fly, you know what I mean? And makeup and hair, and they're wearing things that show their bodily dimensions and things like that. And I was absolutely the polar opposite of all of that. And it still did not work. Okay.
Yeah.
So I just accepted that all of my male comrades in the business were just, you know, handicapped in that way. I just pretty much accepted it and just went forth anyway. And I was like, I was like, give me that mic if you want to.
Thank you.
Yeah. And they were feeling themselves because this is like the era of like the Def Jam label record deals, Tommy Boy, like they're walking in thinking that like, why couldn't we pull her? And you're like, watch me.
And then there was this one moment that for me just was everything, and it's related to that. It was during the New Music Seminar, which is this big seminar that would take place at the Marriott Marquis Hotel in Times Square every year. During this seminar, there would be the MC battle for world supremacy. There would be the DJ battle for world supremacy, because there had been heats happening all leading up to this, right? And additionally, all major record labels would have a night, because this thing went on for like maybe 4 or 5 days.
Okay.
So there'd be panels during the day, and by night there would be showcases. So every label would have like a showcase showcasing their new artists. Not necessarily just hip hop, definitely including whatever hip hop they had, because of course it was the thing, a brand new thing, and every label wanted to show off what hip hop acts they had, but also their other acts, R&B acts, things of this nature, right? And there was a night where Tommy Boy Records was having their showcase night. It was at some high school here in Manhattan somewhere. I can't remember where it was exactly, but Latifah had to perform as part of the Tommy Boy Showcase. And during her performance, she was going to perform Ladies First. And this would have been the first performance of Ladies First, right, since it was recorded. And so I had not heard, this was in the summertime this happens, in like July. I had not heard Ladies First since I recorded it with her, which was 6 months previous to when she had to perform this date.
Okay.
So I recorded the song and I never heard it after. So I don't know this, I mean, I know my rhymes, but I don't, So I show up to the show, not even a sound check. I show up to the show.
As a fan, like, let me just be all up in the mix. Yeah.
Latifah's manager, Shakim, grabs me and pulls me to the back. It's like, y'all got to do Ladies First tonight. I'm like, I don't know the song. I don't know. It was like, well, you gonna learn it. Who got a Sony Walkman? Somebody got a Sony Walkman? Give me that. This is Shakim. So give me the Sony Walkman. He gives me the Walkman. He puts the Kasingle.
Stop.
Kasingle. Does anybody know what Kasingle is?
Oh
I'll take a tape for $500, Alex. The Kasingle of the song into the Sony Walkman, gives it to me, and locks me in the bathroom.
Oh my God.
Learn it.
Oh my God.
We're going on in 20 minutes. I haven't heard this song for 6 months.
You're like, Merrily.
I gotta learn it. I gotta learn it and learn my cues and just be on point in 20 minutes, right? Locks me in the toilet, right? In the bathroom. So I didn't want to get out. I didn't want to, so there's people banging out special ed outside the door like, yo, I'm like, I'm not coming out there.
You're like, busy.
I am not coming out there. I am not getting on that stage. Like, I do not know this. I do not want to make a fool of myself. I am so nervous, right? Finally, I come out the bathroom. Latifah's already on stage and the beginning of the song has already started and she's rhyming. So there's no room for me to do anything. But as soon as she hits that part and I say, let me take it from here, queen, is run up on stage and do it. And I ran up on stage and I blacked out. All the words just came out by themselves.
Oh my God.
I wasn't even in control at that moment. Like, I wasn't even in control. And this is the part that I'm telling you right now, where it's related to the whole, the guys looking at me as, oh, she's cute, and not accepting me for who I wanted to be accepted as an MC. Right. This right here, what I'm about to tell you. When I got off that stage, Guru from Gangstar ran up to me and was like, yo, all this time you've been hanging out with us, I didn't know you rhymed like that. Stop. God bless his heart.
Wow.
In heaven. Guru ran up to me and said that, and that was what did it for me. I was like, yes.
I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here. You all recognize this. Guru ran up to me and shook. Like you shake somebody.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know you rhymed like that.
Wow. That's so dope.
Yeah, that was the moment that I was like, finally.
I've arrived.
I love that.
Yep.
All right, well, hold on. Let's reverse.
Okay.
Tell us about how you met Queen Latifah.
Oh, wow. This is funny. So I had not moved to the United States yet. Mm-hmm. God bless his heart. Dave Klein, that used to do a lot of work with a lot of the major labels, a lot of work with Def Jam at the time, early days of hip hop. But he specialized in being an ambassador of he really is a fundamental part of why hip hop came to Europe, Because what he would do is he would gather up like a handful of artists, like take maybe 5 artists and book not 1, not 2, not 3, but schedule a series of club dates in whatever country. So like he's like the king of the mini tours, right? So he would string together. Oh, there's 6 dates in France, 6 dates in Germany. Oh, if I can pick up 6 more club dates in England, I'll put all of those together. And it'll be this tour for these artists, whatever ones he brings. So it was a year when he had on a tour Queen Latifah, the Jungle Brothers, True Mathematics, and Chill Rob G. Yep, and he had them 4 together, and he did a series of dates in Germany, a series of dates in France, and then, France first, then Germany, and then he had a tour bus in Germany with a German driver. They got on that. They came on a ferry to England to do some British club dates. German driver doesn't understand British maps. Anyway, I was bubbling as an underground MC in England at the time. So different club owners and things knew me as this kid from South London that, you know, if there's open mic night at a club or whatever, you're quite likely to see Monie. She's good. She's a South London kid, you know, she's really good, blah, blah, blah. So Funk and Klein had heard about me just through dealing with some of the club promoters. So he met me in this club called Dingwalls in Camden Town in London. And this was where the show was going to be. One of the dates was going to be. So he met me at that club and he was like, hey, listen, do you think you'd be interested in being able to get us from point A to point B as far as reading the maps and helping our bus driver get us to our next set of shows that were like a few in London and a few outside of London because he can't speak English. He can't read these maps. We'd really appreciate it. And I was like, okay. So I kind of became like a tour manager at like 16.
Oh my gosh.
Which was crazy. So I'm on this bus with Queen Latifah, the Jungle Brothers, True Mathematics, and Chill Rob G. And I'm getting them to their shows just from sitting up at the front seat next to the bus driver with the maps out.
Right.
So during that time, Latifah and I got really close. And there was one show in Bristol where she and I was sitting in her like dressing area and she was like, so I heard you're an MC. You actually rhyme. Let me hear something. And so I gave her like a quick little verse and she was like, we're going to do a song together. She called it. I don't know what it's going to be called. I don't know what it's going to be about right now, but we're going to do a song together. Wow. And I was like, cool. And
Did you believe her? You're like, oh, okay, is this really going to happen?
Honestly, I was too engrossed in the culture and too happy with people that I was around.
Right,
and things
just happy
that I
to
was
be
doing,
there.
that I was absolutely excited to be there and be around the people I was to the point where I was not a skeptic at all. I was not a skeptic. Wow. And so she said it and I was like, cool. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I believe it's going to happen.
Okay. Yeah.
Like that. And then when she left and went back to the States, and I'm still in England, obviously, we were on the phone like every other day.
Oh, wow.
Every other day. I'm on the phone talking to her, just shooting the crap. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just not necessarily about hip hop, just anything. You know, we're 16.
Yeah.
We're kids.
16 years
It's
old.
like you know what it felt like? It's like going away to camp, making a friend at camp.
Oh, man.
And then everybody goes home and you stay friends with the friend that you made at camp. It was like that.
Love that.
I even had to get a Saturday job in a shoe store because my mother's telephone bill was super high.
My God.
And she was like, this is too high. So I had to go and get a job.
To pay for your calls to Queen Latifah.
Because I ran my mother's telephone bill up.
Oh my
So I got
God.
a Saturday job. Like, so every Saturday I would work and my mother would get my check and put it to the telephone bill.
Oh my God.
And you were like, it's worth it.
It's definitely worth it. You know what I mean? And it was like 9 months later, we actually went into Power Play Studios in Queens and recorded Ladies First.
Oh my God.
She had the name of the song by then. Mark the 45 King gave her the beat by then. She put down the hook by then. She conceptually knew exactly what she wanted to do. And then she was like, this is the one, Mo. This is the one. The one I talked about with you.
Yeah.
This is the one I want you to do.
So you come in, you listen, and that's it. You just got your writing on.
Yeah,
it.
we were
Yeah.
and it wasn't a she writes her stuff and then comes in and lays it, and then 2 days later I come in and lay mine. It was a quintessential collaboration. We were both in the same room at the same time. We both started writing our verses in the same session at the same time. And we couldn't get no more than 4 lines in, and we'd be running up to each other to confer notes. Listen to this.
Yeah.
All right, let me hear what you got. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's tight. Listen to what I got. Oh, that's dope. All right, run back to our corners. Write 4 more lines. Come back. Do the same thing again. Like the whole, like I'm sure we drove everybody in the studio session nuts because we kept doing that. So it's like we kept feeding off of each other during the writing of that song.
Wow.
So that's why to me, it's like it's the quintessential collaboration.
And you were 17 at this point?
Yes.
Wow.
And think about that, to record it, and 6 months later.
6 months
That's
later.
it. I mean, I
And
did
then
it.
you're-
Yeah.
Get on stage.
And then I didn't hear it. Yeah, because after it was recorded, that was it. I never heard it.
Here's the Walkman.
Like when they mixed it, I didn't hear a final like because I'm not the artist. It was Latifah's song. You know what I'm saying? So she gets to hear it as it's okay. Here's the final mix. Here's the such and such. I didn't hear nothing. I went in. I laid my vocals. It was done. I didn't hear it. I get to the new music seminar and Shakim's like, you got to do this, perform this with line 20 minutes. What?
Wow.
It was crazy, but you know that's that hip hop. It just took over.
Why does the music video version have a hook and the single release just has the horns and but in the video
I don't know why they didn't decide to do that, but back in the days a lot of times an original album version would kind of be slightly different to a video mix.
Yeah, I love that image of the two of you when the hook comes in and you're
God. Because originally when Dave I got Dave on the brain also, Dave from Zayla, because that was another moment where something else took over on stage when
I do want to talk about that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yes.
But back to the differences between the mix of the original mix that Mark the 45 King gave Latifah of the song when he first gave her the beat was just the horns.
That's the horns.
Yeah. And that's the one that we recorded to. And then it was later that Latifah was like, I want to add this. And she put the singing hook in there also. So I'm not sure why they didn't translate that to the actual album. I think maybe perhaps the album had got turned in already. And they were like, okay, well, we'll use it for the video mix and we'll have a separate mix that's available also of that with the singing hook on it. I would imagine that would be the explanation.
Yeah.
So at this point, Monie's in New York.
Yes. Monie is in New York.
Monie is in New York.
Complete
just
culture
living.
shock.
Yes.
Yeah.
But figuring out a way, because the hip hop is community, so you find ways where
The figuring out was fun.
Yeah.
The figuring out was fun. You know, I mean, I'm going to say something super dated right now, but all I did was jumped in and out of livery cabs. Does anybody even know what a livery cab is?
Right.
Like you know how you see Uber in the front of it used to be a cardboard sign that it was yellow and it was at the front of somebody's Oldsmobile saying livery.
Oh my God.
And those were basically the gypsy cabs.
Yeah, I was going to be like dollar vans, right? Like the dollar
Like
vans.
dollar van gypsy cabs. Yeah. So I was just, everything was, I'm going to this. And I went, now that I think about it, it's like, we did some crazy things at being so young. Like, what was I doing out? I mean, now the kids say we outside.
Oh
Back then, we was never inside. To the point where when we was outside, we didn't have to say we was outside because it was just what's understood doesn't need to have to be explained.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then now I look back at it and I'm like, what in the was I doing outside at Washington Square Park at 2:00 in the morning? Why?
I know.
Eating pizza. Me and Clark Kent on a bench and some other friends. Oh, we going to the pizza spot at 2:00. Why are we in this park at nighttime eating pizza? Like, it's like now I think back at it and I'm like, yo, we did some wild stuff. Like and we felt safe. We didn't feel unsafe.
Right, because you had your crew with you, and no matter who was, they were down for you, and they made sure that you were good.
It was crazy. I remember one night outside of the Ritz. Will Smith and I we couldn't get in. Imagine that. Will Smith could not get into the Ritz this particular night. Like, what? We were standing outside, and because we couldn't get in, his comedic talents kicked in and we stood out there and he was cracking on everybody.
Oh my God.
And that became the entertainment. And me and a few of my friends, we stayed out there with Will because he was cracking on everything and everybody.
And that was the night.
And that was the night. Meanwhile, inside the Ritz, Melly Mel was battling Mikey D. It was again during the New Music Seminar, and it was for world supremacy on the mic, and it was a controversy because Mikey D supposedly won, but Melly Mel came busting out the club with the belt across his shoulder and went running up the street. And then all these other people come busting out the club after him, running, and me and Will Smith standing there looking like, what the hell going on? Like, you know, so I mean, we found our way. I say all of that to say, as kids, we found ourselves in some crazy places that perhaps in adulthood we look back and we're like, what in the F?
Right.
But we navigated our way within this community of hip hop, within this village of hip hop. You know what I mean? And to be quite frankly, you know, I wouldn't have it any other way. If I had to go back and do it all again, I'd want to find my way the same way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you had a community within a community with native tongues.
Yes, let's get into it.
Oh, heck yeah. Well, because of the fact that I had already met Jungle Brothers in England before I even moved to the United States, and I met Latifah.
Yeah.
So by the time I got here, I was already kind of semi-introduced.
Yeah.
So they introduced me to the rest. Which,
Gotcha.
you know, to Q-Tip, to, you know, Zayla. And, you know, we all gelled. It wasn't forced. It was very organic.
Yeah.
They were very welcoming, and they were very eclectic, quirky in our music taste, and unafraid to tap into sounds, samples that were perhaps, what the heck is that?
Right.
We were the community would be like, ooh, that might sound kind of cool with some, you know what I mean? And Pos is like that, and Q-Tip is like that, and Africa is like that, you know what I mean? And Maceo is like that. So it was really like-mindedness that brought us together once I got introduced by the two members that I had already met in England before I even got here.
Right.
So it was a smooth transition into that. And then it's funny, we used to have meetings.
Oh,
Yeah,
organized.
so cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
With food.
Wow.
Yes. Actually, we used to have dinner at least once a month at this place called Tennessee Mountain that was right here in the village. I forgot what street it was on.
Wow.
But it was a restaurant called Tennessee Mountain.
Wow.
And we used
That's
to
so fire.
Native tongues meetings.
Yeah.
I want to go.
Yeah, and it was really good. Ooh, I'm hungry. Okay.
All right, so tell us about how you connect. Well, being that you guys were friends already, but tell me about how the connection with De La. Tell me about that working together.
Oh man. Honestly, it was like a commune. Native Tongues in the studio was like, it was just like a commune.
So all of you would come and just hang out together?
Yes.
Okay.
That's exactly what it was. And it could be a De La recording day.
Okay.
You know, and it was Calliope Studios. And Bob Powers was everybody's engineer. We all followed in the same path that was already whatever Pos was doing, because Pos is like the head studio time booker, producer for De La. Africa, the same for the Jungle Brothers, and Q-Tip, the same for Tribe Called Quest. And so whatever foundation they laid in as far as this is the studio we use, this is the engineer we use, everybody else just followed suit.
Wow. Okay.
Right? It was just what's understood doesn't have to be explained.
Yeah.
And so it could be a De La day for recording, right? And we could all have our various other things that we had to do during the day, but we all know Pos is in the studio for De La from such and such a time to such and such a time. So if I get off work, or if somebody gets off from doing whatever and blah, 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 and you want to roll through the studio, oh yeah, De La's in there. Oh, all right, cool. I'll see you later then. You know, get off the phone with Drez from Black Sheep. Oh, what you doing? Oh, I'm about to go up to Calliope. Oh, who's recording today? Jungle? Nah, De La. All right, I'm going to see you there. That type vibe.
Who's all going?
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? And somebody kept ordering egg foo young. To this day, I need to really find out who was it that kept ordering the egg foo young, because it smelled. I didn't like it.
Oh my God.
Yes, somebody always ordered the egg foo young because we always had Chinese food anyway.
I love
because
it.
of the fact that we were all there at any given time, somebody whoever's up at the board passed, which is what happened with me. Turned around, was like, "Monie, jump in here and drop 16." What?
Wow.
Like, I'm not planned. I didn't write. Don't matter. I need 16. Okay. You know, and that's how Buddy came about. It was just...
You're like, okay, this is what I came here to do. I got to show up and I got to show up.
No, I was sitting on a couch trying to block out the smell of the egg foo young. and everybody else is in the room and we're eating and things like that. And then Pa turned around and was like, because the beauty about having your musical family all sitting around doing whatever, right. Where's Fife? He ran to the store. Okay. You know what I'm saying? The beauty of having that as a producer, as Pos or as Africa or as Q-Tip, is that everybody's within your reach. Right. So if you need something drop real quick, like, yo, Mace, can you come scratch on this? Do a couple of scratches on this for me. Or Ali, come do the beat rubs on this real quick. Everybody was at the producer's disposal because the producers were, like I said, Africa, Pos, Q-Tip predominantly, right? So it was that situation with Buddy where we were all there and everybody dropped their stuff at different times. And then Pos turned around to me and was like, I need 16. Go do that.
I know. I wish I was just like a little fly on the
Right?
wall.
I was like, okay. So I go in the booth and I sit on the floor in the vocal booth with my legs crossed and I write my rhymes.
Oh my gosh.
And then when I stand up, he's like, you ready? Because he couldn't see me. Because obviously I'm not ready. So he couldn't see me when I'm sitting down with my legs crossed writing it. But when I stand up and he could see me in the window, he's like, okay, you ready now? I'm like, okay.
You popped up.
Wow.
My God.
Yeah.
Was that like a lesson where you're like, okay, now I just got to come because at any random moment, someone's going to be like, go spit 16?
Yeah, being a part of the native tongues, it was like training to be always ready. Yeah, that's my takeaway. Right. From being a part of native tongues is that it taught me to always be ready. Be ready.
Yeah.
Don't have an elongated conversation about why should you need to have to do this today. Can I go home and come back tomorrow? Like, no.
Right.
It's the space in the song. Mike G, stop rhyming, okay? And before this little singing part comes in, there's a space in the song. Go in and do it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And so many crews in New York City followed suit from that formula. Like Junior Mafia did the same thing, and Wu-Tang Clan would do the same thing, right? Where, get ready. We need
groups of people.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fill the space. Get in there.
Get in and do it.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang is an excellent example of that. You know what I mean? Get in and do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. ODB, get in and do it. And then you just don't know what you're going to get when you get ODB in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it gelled.
That's why 36 Chambers, there's only certain core artists because they were always the ones jumping in first.
It all gelled. Crazy. It's exactly that.
Wow.
That's a good example, yeah.
I think fast forward, I started thinking about how Queen saw something in you, and Kathy shared a little story.
I gotta ask her one day. What did you say? Matter of fact, when I see her, I'm going to see her. We're on the bill together in a couple of weeks. And I'm going to ask her, La, what did you see? What is it that you saw?
She's going to say, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, full of energy, ready to go.
Or send it in your group chat. I'll never forget you told me you have the group. She's got a legendary group chat of
Tell me about this group chat.
Well, it's a new phone, so
okay. Well, or group chats that you've had in the past.
But Kathy's right because because I keep creating them too. Whenever one gets old, I create a new one. Because like my most recent one is with Yo-Yo and Rage.
Wow.
Yeah, so we'll start these group chats. Right, we talk about each other's kids, who's on punishment, who was on the game till 6 a.m. and got the game ripped out their room, and what's going. And I exchange notes with Spinderella and with Yo-Yo about our because we're grandmothers.
Wow.
We have grandkids.
I know.
I have a whole grandson that runs my house.
Who is adorable, in fact.
Do you know what I'm saying? Popsy.
All your kids are beautiful.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, and so we have these real group chats with each other. So it's like our sisterhood extends past being MCs, past being on stage on the same bill a lot of times with each other. It surpasses that, and it's into real life where we have these real behind group chats with each other. Talk about life. I just did a cruise where I performed on a cruise, and Yo-Yo was on a cruise, and Lady of Rage was on a cruise. And before I even got there, I started a group chat with both of them. I was like, "Where y'all bitches at?"
You're the group chat starter.
I'm the group chat starter. You know what I'm saying? I was like, "Where you guys at? Who's rolling up first?" And then Rage hit me back first. She was like, "I'm here already. I've been here. I didn't want to deal with the whole long check-in to get on this ship." I was like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, I'm waiting for Yo-Yo to respond. Then when the both of us were already on the ship, but it was still at the port, then here come Yo-Yo. I'm here. You know, I like to do this because it continues to solidify our sisterhood.
Yes. And
so that's what really why I like to do it.
Talk about the specific group chat that you talked to me about.
Yes, so you're on the group chat and you drop a song by an artist named Nicki Minaj.
Oh, that conversation.
That group chat. So I had like the girls, I had them on the group chat. So again, you know, your usual suspects, you know, Yo-Yo, Rage, you know, Spinderella, you know, and I, what it was is my daughter that's now 32. Wow. She brought this young lady named Nicki Minaj to my attention back in like 2006, 2007.
So she hit you with mixtape Nicki.
Yes, that's exactly who she hit me with.
Mixtape Nicki. This is like maybe one or two freestyle Nicki.
Well, because of the fact that my kids were born in, well, my oldest specifically was born in Queens. Okay, and she is Queens all day, every day.
Yeah,
like. It's exhausting, okay? But she's Queen. She was born in Long Island, Jewish, on Queens Boulevard. Like she's Queens all day, right? So she is like the major cheerleader for this young girl coming out of Queens. I love it. Named Nicki Minaj, and she's like, she's next. This is my daughter.
Incredible.
Yes. You know, she's next, and da 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 da. And she's got all this energy she's giving me about this girl. She's like, you gotta listen to her mom, and da 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 da. So, she played me some stuff. And then this is before the Beam Me Up Scotty mixtape.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Right? So she's playing me some stuff of Nicki, and I'm like, okay. I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
So wow.
Yeah. I love her flow. I love her cadences. I love her attitude. I love her personality. So I was like, okay, all right. And then organically, she wound up working with a producer and I was living in Philly at the time because I was on Philly radio. She wound up working with a producer that I knew from Philly, right? And one day this producer one day I got a phone call from somebody. And I'm going to get to the group chat. I got a phone call from somebody one day that said, hi, can I speak to Monie? I said, speak. And she was like, hi, my name is Nicki. And I was like, stop playing. Who's this on my phone? And she was like, Pop gave me his name is Pop Wansell.
Okay.
Who's actually the great musician Dexter Wansell's son.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Great R&B jazz musician and producer, Dexter Wansell. This is his son, Pop Wansell, that went on to produce for Nicki Minaj hits like, was it Your Love? Yeah, he did that and on that first album. So he's been working with this girl named Nicki Minaj, who my daughter already told me is sick. I heard her. She's sick. Yeah. This guy's working with her, and apparently she had in high school did a whole show being me and Latifah, her and her friend.
Oh, I love that.
They did a talent show at school because she went to school for the performing arts.
She's a LaGuardia.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she's like, this is Nicki Minaj, and I was like, stop playing on my phone. And she was like, Pop Wansell gave me your number, and then it clicked and made sense.
It is her.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay. And she was like, I hope you don't mind. He gave me your number. But when we were talking and he was talking about you and I realized that he knew you, I told him that, how much I look up to you and that we even did Ladies First at a talent show at my school, and me and my friend did Ladies First, and I did your part, and so on and so forth. And I was like, yo, this is awesome. This is just such a, so from then we stayed in touch. And I would tell her exactly what I thought, which was, you're phenomenal. You're a dynamo. You're an actual dynamo. Yeah. So she respected me enough to be able to play me her songs before they came out.
Yeah, yeah.
And because back then she did a lot of guest features and remixes and things like that before she even had anything out specifically herself, right? And I would be like, oh, this is dope. Should I do this? Sometimes she'd play me a beat and be like, this person wants me to do this remix. Do you think I should do this? Listen to this beat. And I'll be like, yeah, this is dope. You're going to sound crazy on this. Do it. And then the radio station that I worked at the time, and the competition radio station for the one that I worked at, I would take her remixes. Like she did a rhyme over a Beyonce song one time.
It's a Beautiful Nightmare.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if it was that one actually.
No,
I'm not sure if it was that one. I think
young Nicki right here. Throw it up, no high chair.
I don't want to be wrong, so I don't want to say if it's that. But I do remember giving her a record where she rhymed over somebody else's stuff to the DJ at the station I worked at to put it in the mix, and then my boy that worked at the opposition station, I gave it to him too to play during his mix. Because
that's love.
I believed in her and I wanted for her to get airtime.
All of it. Yeah. All of it, not just in one area.
Exactly. Yeah. So that started happening. So I started telling her anything else you rhyme on, any other little feature that you do, because she wasn't even out yet.
Yeah.
Oh, she's just two-tracking, rhyming over somebody else's stuff. You know what I mean? So I was like, send it to me. And she would. And I would feed it to those same DJs on the opposing station. So she was getting airplay in Philly.
That's fine.
Yeah. Before many other places, to be quite honest with you. To the point where she started getting booked.
Yeah.
She started getting booked for show dates in clubs in Philly. Yep.
They thought she was a Philly artist. Yeah.
And I would roll up at her gigs. Like, I remember she performed at 4040 in Atlantic City. Yeah. I went right to that gig. I believed in her. She was dope. Wow. You know what I'm saying? She still is. But I knew what she was from before. You know what I mean? And I saw that train coming. So I was like, yeah, she needs to be heard for sure,
That's
so when she did her Beam Me Up Scotty mixtape, because she always says she likes the accent or what have you, and she actually would do hers to me, and I'd be like, that's really good. Like, you sound really good.
You sound British.
Like, you sure you've never been there? Like, you sure you've never been? But she is from the islands. Her family's from Trinidad. You know what I mean? And Trinidad is one of the countries that's under the British Empire.
But she's also an actress too.
And she is.
Yeah.
So all of those things combined, she had a very good English accent.
But she thanks you multiple times, because I know there was like a thank you on her mixtape.
On the mixtape, she did.
But then our intern Bobby got us the date. On September 29th, 2009, she tweeted to thank you for taking your accent.
That's so cool.
That's so fly.
I never knew any of this. So I'm just like,
story.
Oh, that's so fly.
And that's how Roman came to be.
Yeah, that's how the Roman origin story.
But I guess that is. But she's always been very, very good at it. You know what I mean? So it was just like watching you blossom, Elle. watching the progression of Nicki Minaj from those early conversations that we had, and from the fact that she reached out to me, and initially I was like, yo, who the hell is this playing on my phone? You know what I mean? It was just awesome to see it.
Yes.
You know, and so back to the group chat, I was then feeding the group chat there's this girl from Queens. She's next. She's a monster. She's a beast. She sounds crazy. She's the next thing. Like, I told all the girls in the group chat to look out for this powerhouse. That was coming. So they all knew she was coming. I'm like, oh, that's who Monie was talking about. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it was, for those moments especially, I like having that connection with my sisters in my class and the younger sisters coming up.
Right. I
enjoy that.
Right.
I love
that.
that.
Oh, Mooney, it's been such a pleasure.
Yes.
I can sit here and continue and
Right?
continue.
I know.
I know. And I've so
you
much.
guys sound checking a little bit, but I just want to tell you, we love you. We love you so much.
Yes. And thank you.
And thank you.
This was meant. Thank you guys for having me, but this was meant. You know what I mean? Because there's just way too many dots that connected. You know what I'm saying? Me and Kath, you know what I mean? And our history, and then you two are doing this together. Yeah. Like, this is no brainer.
And please hug your daughters for me.
Of course.
Just give them a big hug.
They're going to be so jealous because they didn't even know I was going to come sit with you. And especially the oldest, Charlene, she's going to be jealous because she remembers you like it was yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sending you guys love.
Get her a box of tissue. She's at it again.
It's coming again. Anyway, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Monie.
Absolutely.
We love you so much.
We love you.
Got a story to tell.
Indeed.
Yes.